The following is a fan-based narrative. Please support the official release.
Hey guys, if we reach 1,000 likes, we'll be giving out 2 of our new shirts. All you gotta do is click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Stars World Music Festival, we have arrived!
Well, there's your derpy quota for the day, and it looks like they didn't even bother to give her a new outfit. They just reused the one from Rarity's music video all those years ago.
We have arrived!
Also, Wallflower Blush is here, and alone. Considering her penchant for using memory-altering magic, you would have thought she would have been the first person that people would have suspected of using equestrian magic. Also, Sunset at no point ever says hi to her, and everyone else is ignoring her. Good to see that lessons learned literally are forgotten the next episode.
Stars World Music Festival, we have arrived!
What's the reason for Stars World being the name of so many things in this world? Like, who was Stars World in this world? Considering the most important people, the princesses, are principals at a small public high school with a population size of about 20 kids.
2 days and nights of cool music, hot food, and sleeping under the stars.
Or sleeping in an RV that's about the cost of a decent house.
We know! Y'all won't stop talking about him.
Oh, Post Crash? That's only because Post Crash is the craziest, most amazingest pop duo ever! Post Crash, Post Crash, Post Crash!
K-pop Twitter in a nutshell. These two have never been a duo. They have never had any screen time alone together. And screw you, movie, for trying to make this seem like it's normal and convincing me otherwise. I guess everyone got up and didn't bother waking Sunset for breakfast. They just decided to make plates without her. Just going to completely ignore her. Like friends do. Holy shit, I didn't even realize Spike was in this until now. Does he speak at all? He doesn't actually, and I don't even think he's shown again other than right here in the intro scene that gets replayed over and over. They could have just left him out. No one would have questioned it.
World Day 1! Come and get it!
Hey!
Oh, sorry.
This is a reoccurring theme for some reason in a kid's movie. They could have just had her hit Sunset anywhere, but decides smacking her right on the ass multiple times is an appropriate decision.
That line's moving fast. They are too.
Why'd you even split up to begin with?
Well, y'all have fun seeing Post Crush.
Security lets Rainbow Dash bring a giant paddle. Not sure why, since that seems like a more obvious weapon than anything that's likely to be smuggled in here in the first place.
Say? 305? Oh.
I guess her only job is simply to have people guess in front of her. I mean, that's easy, but it just seems like it's pointless.
Where is Pinkie Pie?
That apparently has candy stashes in case of candy emergencies.
Come on! We're gonna miss the show!
Fuck, Mickey's not even eating it. She's just stuffing it right into her hair. I suppose to feed the infinite void that is her body.
Wants to be part of an art show!
Yeah, no, this is how you get beat up at a festival. You don't just randomly throw paint balloons at people. It's not even part of the show. There's no crowd. You're just a random guy in a clown wig.
Yes, what?
I know this is a world where magic exists, but there's no magic that can conceivably wash off that much paint from those clothes without a single trace being left on them.
What? I spilled paint and it looks exactly like Rarity with a pirate mustache!
Exactly how does she spill paint while using the bathroom? What exactly does she do in there?
Puff Pastry's exclusive star-crusted cinnamon dip churros!
So it breaks easily now, but later on it's sturdy enough to be used as a crowbar.
There they are! 2 peas in a pod. How was it?
Again, they have literally never been this close. It's not even been hinted at. There has been literally no chemistry. This is as paper thin as most ships in the fandom. You know, she's not front stage, I get that, but she can clearly hear the music and see them from where she is. So I mean, she could still see the concert. The time thing resets time, but how come after it's used it doesn't instantly reset time, but plays out the rest of the night? Which is apparently the case since Sunset can go back to the RV after it's used. For that matter, we see later in the flashback that they find it in a creek before their show, and I'm assuming did something to figure out that they could reset time. And if so, why isn't Sunset aware of that? Clearly she's unaffected by the magic, and it can't simply be because she's on the hill, because that would make no sense and be dumb. You're telling me there's no one else alone somewhere in all of this forest at the music festival who should also not be affected?
Are you okay?
I'm not sure.
Almost everything in this line is the same, and I was actually about to give up looking for any changes. And then I noticed this blue-haired girl with red glass. It's actually nowhere to be seen, which doesn't make any sense if all the other events played out how they were supposed to before.
You come to this line often? Any other sweet lines we should hit up?
Asking about sweet lines at a music festival will probably get you something that the security guard wouldn't like. Exactly how much candy does she have for this trap?
Cert.
Who wants to be part of an art show?
Ooh, I do!
No!
Sunset knows exactly what's going to happen and for some reason still stands still.
Ugh, if this already happened, couldn't you have warned us about the paint?
Pinkie Pie just splattered paint and it looks exactly like Rarity with a pirate mustache. How's that?
Well, that would prove it for sure.
Well, you didn't ask her to prove that it happened. You asked her why she didn't warn you. Also, how many paint colors were in those 2 or 3 balloons?
It's possible that yesterday a snag in the fabric of space-time could cause a temporal point, i.e. today, to fold in on itself, and thereby repeat.
None of that would make sense, and most of this is fake TV science.
This might sound crazy, but I think equestrian magic has given me another chance to see post-crush.
The powers that be of Equestrian and all of its magic intervene because you missed the K-pop group. This just proves to me that despite Sunset being 30, she in fact has the mind of a 14-year-old girl. Pinky's resolve for her friends is instantly removed at the first sight of food.
Okay, this is the worst possible time for churros! Pinky, stop!
Somehow, Pinky in a food frenzy was slower than Sunset Shimmer.
Star Swirl Day 1! Come and get it!
Thank you! Ow!
Okay, well, screaming thanks for the spank only makes it a little bit worse. Exactly how did all 6 of them get through security that quick? Heck, how did she? Also, she didn't really need to ditch her. She simply needed to make sure that when she crashes into the churros, that she's not around her in any way that can be blamed on her.
We did it! Post-crush roll call!
Is there really a roll call for 2 people? I mean, if the other person's not there, you're literally just looking at nothing. And at that point, what's the point of asking for a roll call? Either you're both there or there's no point.
We're perfect, perfectly true! What a perfect day!
They played one song before throwing their pick. I hope they have extras. Otherwise, it's going to be a really disappointing concert.
How was the show?
It was perfect.
Between the blushing and the spanking, I think the show writers need a trip to the HR department.
Day 17, saw a paint guy buy food truck right before he breaks up with his girlfriend. It's not you, it's her. I'm not a witch.
Wait, did this guy invite his girlfriend to a festival to break up with her? Kind of a dick move, right? Am I the asshole here, or is that just wrong to do? He just stole the RV. Didn't even bother to explain the situation to anyone, despite having an entire day to do so.
So, how'd I spend 17 days with my best friend Pinkie Pie without asking for help until now? Still think this is only about post-crush?
Well, to be fair, it has nothing to do with you ditching Pinky, but even then, she's not doing it for a bad reason. She's completely justifying doing so. Pinky has displayed a complete total disregard for Sunset's feelings all throughout this entire adventure.
I don't know how it found its way into your world, but when activated, it has the power to loop time.
What, they have a copy and paste spell now?
Run amok, or a wish gone awry. Some pony is using the time twirler to cause this.
And apparently gifts.
They wouldn't! Wait, what am I talking about? Of course they would! Who are you talking about?
How would it be possible for her to relive these events for weeks without her seeing the dazzling?
We just want an autograph.
So is there only one security guard for all of this? Also, the backstage isn't enclosed, so what's to stop people from just literally circling around the forest and coming through the back?
Ugh, if she blows this thing, I'll have to start all over tomorrow.
Was it an orange cat?
Tuxedo! Ask me her name! Say what happened!
Sunset allows this questioning and doesn't bother to stop it at all.
That was our best show yet!
The loop is really working.
Of course it's working.
It was my idea.
Ah yes, the ambiguous music terminology is oddly convenient considering that this song was already performed enough for random people to be singing it and to have it on their phones. I'm sure they already knew that people liked this vocal loop, but they just had to bring it up right now.
Wait, did one of you remember to take the bread out of the toaster?
What? Who puts bread in the toaster and just leaves? It takes like 2 minutes to toast. Not only that, the likelihood of it starting a fire is next to nothing.
Oh, where is it? Who leaves toast in a toaster, honestly?
This magic toaster has no power plug. I think this is the source of the equestrian magic.
We looped a vocal track. Hey!
You're telling the truth.
And the show cuts us out of seeing what the Dazzlings have been up to all these years.
And we've paid the price for it. With our magic.
Unless you count the magic of vocal processing.
Which I don't.
So how do they do the stage thing? Are they saying that this is all vocal processing and that the Dazzlings still can't sing? Or are they saying that they're just enhancing their voice with vocal processing?
Pinkie Pie ruining everything by running off to get churros. I hate churros.
See ya! Cool tour bus!
No, Pinky! I didn't mean it!
I mean, Sunset really doesn't say anything bad or cruel about Pinky. In fact, Sunset should be upset at Pinky for leaving her post, leaving her to deal with 3 mythical sirens.
What's that smell?
You'll see. Follow me.
She could have led her over here all those other weeks calmly, and she would have solved the issue. It took her this many weeks to even attempt that.
Your lousy golf cart broke down to me for the last time. Find someone else to deliver churros backstage to Post Crush, because I quit!
Okay, but how far is it that you need a golf cart to get? However far away the backstage is how far they have to walk to get to stage. Can't imagine that they're parking like a mile out.
Anything for a fan. Tomorrow has to be perfect.
We've only got one shot at this.
Sure is great that her mind-reading powers only highlights items about the plot, and none of the other 99% irrelevant stuff that's probably swarming around in her head.
We're gonna loop our show till it's perfect. A fangirl like you wouldn't get it.
Isn't the Rainbooms like also a hugely recognized band? I'm surprised they actually don't know them. Except not at all, because continuity is a myth to be mocked according to the MLP writers.
Get churros!
Oh yeah, it was a little too inedible for my taste. Like eating
a crowbar!
I get it, it's a cartoon, but come on, how are these churros even being sold like this?
Susie, we don't stop until we get it perfect.
Sorry to interrupt, but...
And she could have totally just used her powers to blow out that door before instead of using a cartoon steel-like churro.
You just gotta make the best with what you got!
Because physics.
Our legacy is destroyed! Everything was riding on this show, and you ruined it!
No one in the front of the stage heard this or sees her crying and continues to cheer. Or they do and they continue to cheer anyways because they're assholes. They had no knowledge either of them could play instruments, but still give them a guitar and a drum set, which they just happened to have laying on stage for some reason.
And there's no room for mistakes. Yeah, we fly.
Isn't this song literally the opposite of what the lesson was? Like, it literally goes on about being perfect. But wasn't this all about imperfections being good? And yes, there's only like one line that changes this up and says like, oh, being imperfect is okay. But that is literally like 12 seconds, not even, probably about 5 seconds of dialogue.